So last week I was at this online business workshop. It was called the Freedom Summit. And there's some pretty sharp minds in the room, like a lot of top level entrepreneurs who were doing huge things. And one of the talks that really stuck with me was on crypto trading. And I'm no expert myself, but yeah, this was really fascinating. Basically, there's this team of Aussie guys based in Dubai, and they built this algorithm for leveraged futures trading on the top three cryptos. And this thing's been trained on the trading patterns of a doctor of mathematics and computer sciences over a 6-year period. So they fed all these wins and losses into this thing and fine-tuned it over time. And now the algorithm's been running for 2 full years and it hasn't had a single losing month, like 0 red months. The average monthly return, I think, was about 24%. Lowest from memory was 9, and I think the highest was 36. And it's wild, but here's what really surprised me. The buy-in for this thing is 10K USD. That's not for a course or any coaching. It's just to get access to run the algorithm and trade. And mind you, there were some pretty seriously wealthy people in the room, people with real money who said that they wanted to grow. But yet, so many of them still sat on their hands. They didn't actually move because they wanted a guarantee, like a signed contract that said that you'll 100% make a gazillion dollars and you can never lose anything if you do this. Even though the guy behind it had been doing this for years and the algorithm has a spotless track record, they were still hesitant. And I get it, because I don't think it's just about the money. It's about the fear of making the wrong call. It's the fear of losing. And it actually made me think of something closer to home, something that I see all the time with the work that my team do with men in our community. Last week, we closed the last 5 seats in our inner circle, which is our most hands-on space. There's one-on-one counseling, group coaching, direct support every single day. And we filled those last spots with guys that were ready, guys that said, you know what, I'm done watching free content. I'm ready to actually change. But here's the thing, I also saw how many guys didn't move. And I actually don't think it's because they couldn't afford the $120 a week. I think they were stuck in the same loop those crypto guys are in. They were waiting for certainty. They were waiting for someone, like maybe me or their partner or the universe, to give them a sign to say, if you do this, I guarantee that, she'll come back. And I promise that you'll fix your relationship. And I get it, I've been there. I know what it's like to feel that fear and to go all in. And if it doesn't work, you'll be left holding the disappointment alone. But here's what I've also learned in my own life, and what I've seen with every man that has come through our community that successfully turned things around in their relationship. If you wait for a guarantee before you take action, you've already lost. Because you're saying, I'm not going to move until somebody else promises it will be safe. And that's not leadership. It's not even ownership. It's outsourcing your power. And the men who shift their relationships, the one that rebuild trust and reconnect with their partners, and who stop walking on eggshells, they start standing for their own boundaries. They don't wait for certainty. They just choose commitment. They what, even if I fail, I'm still going to do this thing anyway, because I refuse to keep living stuck where I am now. So if you've been watching any of our videos for a while, or reading the emails, or listening quietly in the background, and nothing's really changed, well, maybe this is what you needed to hear. Because it's not a knowledge problem. And I don't believe it's a strategy problem. It's a belief problem. And no one can fix that for you. I can't, nobody else can. At some point, you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask, what am I waiting for? Because the longer you sit on the fence, the more that you reinforce that story that you need a guarantee to act, and that you're not ready and you're not capable. And that story will shape everything, your relationship, your parenting, your health, even your business. And look, I'm not here to pressure anyone. Like the doors for our inner circle are closed now till probably late August or September. But when they open again, if a seat does come up and you're finally ready to stop circling the same problem, I want you to remember this video, because sometimes the breakthrough doesn't come from another tool or tactic. Sometimes it just comes from one clean decision. Like, I'm done waiting and I'm ready to move. And that's when everything starts to change. So I hope that helps, guys.